Welcome to Muslim Woman View podcast. I am your host, Daisy Khan. Today, we're going to talk about something very special that we all celebrate, but we might not think very deeply about it. New Year's Day. On the surface, this feels like the ultimate secular holiday because when the clock strikes midnight on December 31st, guess what happens? The world comes alive, partygoers blow their horns, like that. Fireworks light up the skies, and people make resolutions with absolute determination. But, and many of you have seen in New York City, millions watch the iconic ball drop in Times Square, a tradition that goes way back to 1907. Even during World War II, when there were blackouts and the ball could not drop, crowds would gather in Times Square. But instead of the fireworks, they would observe a moment of silence, followed by the chimes of the trucks that were around them. This was a nod to an earlier celebration at Trinity Church, where people would ring out the old and ring in the new. So, while New Year's Day feels like a completely secular holiday, its origins are tied to God and faith. Yes, you may have already guessed it. I love to discover God's presence in everything. So here I am sharing this with you. 2025 is based on the Gregorian calendar, which was introduced by Pope Gregory the 13th in 1582. This was to mark the birth of Jesus Christ. And year 1 CE is considered the year of our Lord. But this is confusing to me because December 25th is supposed to be Jesus' birthday, not January 1. So, to answer this, we have to go all the way further back to 46 BC, when Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar, naming January after Janus, the Roman god of beginnings and transitions, with two faces that he had. One was looking forward, and the other one was looking backward. Janus symbolized reflection and renewal. And the Romans celebrated the new year by offering sacrifices to Janus and making promises of good behavior. That, just like we do, oh God, I'm going to be so much better next year. Sounds familiar? Now you know where the idea of the New Year resolution comes from. But not all New Years are the same. They don't follow the Gregorian calendar. Orthodox Christianity follows the Julian calendar, and their liturgical New Year falls somewhere in September. It also has roots in the Bible, and it marks the time when Jesus actually started his mission. They do celebrate January 1 in honor of Saint Basil the Great. And after the clock strikes midnight, Greek Orthodox follow this wonderful custom. They have many wonderful customs, the breaking the glass custom. Well, guess what? They also break the pomegranate. They take the pomegranate and they break it and they throw it against the doorstep. And I know it's a messy custom, but they believe that if the seeds spread on the floor, this means happiness and health to the family. And the pomegranate is a very special fruit because the Quran mentions it as one of the fruits that we will find in paradise because of its utter sheer beauty and its absolute abundance. So it's also my favorite fruit. When I open the pomegranate, what do I see in here? Look at this. It's beautiful, beautiful, jewel-looking seeds encased in a single skin. Here, to me, this is a metaphor for unity. This is the universe that God created, and we are these little seedlings in here, nestled in one universe. What's the message here? We must get along. So, back to the New Year of other faiths and cultures. Judaism dates back some 5,700 years. It follows a lunisolar calendar, and their New Year is called Rosh Hashanah. It falls typically in autumn, and it too is a time of introspection and renewal. The Islamic calendar began in 622 CE, with the Hijrah, the migration of Prophet Muhammad along with his followers from Mecca to Medina to escape persecution. It is based on a lunar cycle. The Islamic New Year begins on the sacred month of Muharram. It's not typically celebrated. We don't celebrate it the way people celebrate New Year's, but it does symbolize beginnings for Muslims, emphasizing faith, unity, and community building. So this year in 2025, it'll fall on June 26th, and the Muslim year is going to be 1447. Hinduism, on the other hand, is so old, I can't even give you a real date, but they observe also a lunisolar calendar, and their new year varies from region to region. But it often aligns with harvest festivities, and they celebrate it with light triumphing over darkness. So, what does this tell us? The new year, any new year, isn't really about countdowns, confettis, or caviar. At its heart, it's a universal opportunity for reflecting, renewing, and hoping. A desire shared by every human being, no matter what faith, what culture, or tradition you come from. We all want the same things. And as we step into the new year, let's truly get rid of 2024. It was a horrendous year for many, a sad year. So let us ring out the falsehood and let us ring in the truth. And as we set our intentions for the future and make all kinds of resolutions, remember this. January 1 is the first blank page of the 365-page book. Your present circumstances don't define where you can go. They simply mark where you begin. For me, this year is the year of my beautiful fruit, the pomegranate, a symbol of unity, resilience, beauty, and abundance. And may this be the year when we break through all these artificial divisions, proclaiming ourselves superior to everyone else. Because when you look at the pomegranate, we're all the same. And let us end these endless wars, bring peace to the Middle East, stop the suffocation of my sisters in Afghanistan, and alleviate the misery of the Palestinian people. Let us work towards a world where every human being lives with dignity and with freedom. And here is to a prosperous, peaceful year of the pomegranate. I thank you all, and I wish you the very best for this whole 2025.